So today I want to go over a plant. This plant is called Katuk. I did another video on it. Right now it's just cuttings that I've planted. I tried twice last year. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get them to root. But good news is this year I had some root. Let's see how many we got. We got several here. Let's dig this one up. You can see there, we've got a root right here. There's several. So, what I like about this plant, it's got multiple things I like about it. It's high in iron, high in zinc, high in calcium, and it's really high in protein. This plant alone has 49% protein. It can be eaten raw, it can be eaten cooked. You can eat the small, something actually a little smaller than this when you do like your cuttings. You can cook them like asparagus, but it's got a lot of benefits. I'm not going to go through them all. You can kind of look that plant up. It's called Katuk, K-A-T-U-K, K-A-T-U-K, also known as gooseberry. But here, let me this. But I just want to go over some of the benefits of it, not only for human consumption, but there's actually been studies on animals. And they've done chickens, egg layers, and meat birds. They've done studies on meat birds. They did a 2, a 4, and a 6% ration on so, and I want to say on the laying hens they did a 15%, and on the meat birds every percentage saw an increase in weight. So that's a good thing, because your meat birds take a lot more protein. Now your laying hens, what was really neat with them was the laying hens was a 15% ration, or ratio, excuse me. Let me get you moved down here. But what was really weird about it was at 15%, it had a 16% decrease in bad cholesterol in the eggs. Now you can find all this research online. I'm not going to go through like the meat birds. I'm not going to go through the percentage of what the increase of weight was, just because, like I said, it was 2, 6, or 2, 4, and 6%. So you can go, like I said, you can go and look to all that up. But that is really good, especially for meat birds, considering your meat bird feed usually runs about $25 a bag. Now I use a 22% layer. They don't recommend it because of the amount of calcium, and it's still considered a chick. Chicks don't usually need that much calcium, but doing some studies and watching some other videos where people, they feed that to their chicks, their normal egg laying chicks. They do add a little more greens as far as grasses and allowing them to forage a little bit, and they said they didn't have any issues. Now I haven't really seen any difference as far as feeding it to them, because they're only going to be alive for about 8 weeks. The biggest thing I've seen is heart failure, congestive heart failure, but that's just pretty genetic for that particular bird because of how fast it gains weight. But I want to go over that plant because it's a good plant to have, and it is a shrub. It gets up to about 11 feet. It's a tropical. I think it grows around Southeast Asia. So it is a tropical. If you're in colder climates, you're probably not going to be able to grow it. I'm here in West Tennessee. It does very well in the summertime. It prefers full sun, but it will grow in partial sun. But so I grew it once successfully. I actually ordered a plant, a bare root plant, planted it. It did grow. They do produce a berry, hence the name gooseberry. The berries are edible, cooked, preferred. Now the only thing I saw as far as health issues was people that consumed a ton of raw, and I mean a ton. We're talking about juicing and eating it every day, maybe several times a day, they can, or they did get have a lung issue, but it was very, very uncommon, considering that most of Asia, that's a big food production for them. Like I said, the plant gets about 11 feet tall, unless you prune it. It is a shrub, but that's a really good plant just to have growing around your house. Now, it was fed to cattle also, but I don't have any of those statistics because I don't own cattle. But they're all there online. You can pull them up. They got all the information about them. But I did do another video because I actually started that bare root in my basement. Like I said, last year I tried cuttings twice and I failed. I tried growing it in water and it produced leaves, but it would not produce roots. So then I planted it like that, with the leaves and all, and the plants, they just ended up drying out. How I got them this year is I planted them in that greenhouse and I kept that soil wet, very damp, until I started seeing roots. I've only started seeing roots, I think yesterday I checked it. But so it's a very good plant to have growing on your property if you're able. Now for me, it's gonna die in the wintertime, and I've tried growing the seeds and I could not get any of them to germinate. They have a really low germinate from what I was reading. Some people can do it and have no problems, but I've seen people plant 50 and get 2 or 3 pop up. So, and when I planted that one, it produced berries. I never had it grow again. But I wanted to figure out how to do those cuttings so that later on in the year, when the plant is fully developed, I can do cuttings on it and actually root them and get them going for next year. And I can continue that whole process. But I think I'm going to try and harvest the leaves, dry them out, grind them down, and actually make a powder so that I can put in my bird food. If I can get it right, I should be able to actually buy 16% layer and use either soldier fly or a combination of soldier fly and the Katuk to give me more protein to save money. But I just like it because also I can add that powder to my birds. I can go with a 16%, add that powder to the laying hens and increase their egg production, because you know that's when they start molting and they need that extra protein to get them feathers to grow. The faster you can get those feathers to grow, the quicker you're going to be able to start getting more eggs. Because I feed, like I said, I feed mine at 22%, mainly because I do have ducks. That's something else. That Katuk has a niacin in it, which your ducks need more of than your chickens, because they will get a niacin deficiency and actually their feet will get all jacked up, start walking funny. But yeah, I just wanted to bring up this plant because, like I said, it's going to be, it would really benefit you to have that plant. I want to say I am in 8A now. I know they just changed the planting zones. We went from a 7 to an 8 now. Everything's kind of moved. But yeah, definitely check and see, because it prefers hotter temperatures. I did buy a bare root last year at the very end, last minute. I bought a bare root plant. I had it in the greenhouse. Unfortunately, I had one heat lamp go out and we got down to almost single digits, like teens, and it ended up dying. It was doing okay at about 40 degrees in the greenhouse, but once it hit under 40 degrees, it ended up dying. Because that's where I put all my my lime tree, lemon tree, and all that. But I just want to say, just think about it. I think it'll be a good plant to have. Like, subscribe, and I thank you for watching.